The stretch run begins tonight inside a packed Barton Stadium in Denver, Colorado. Two teams hungry, famished, desperate for a win to keep their playoff hopes alive in a Friday night primetime edition of the PLL on ESPN, powered by Ticketmaster. Hello, everybody. I'm Chris Cotter alongside Paul Carcaterra. Carc, these are two teams that desperately need a win, but if they get a win tonight, they're still alive.
Look, Chris, what I love about the PLL, there's 8 teams, 7 teams make the playoffs, but you look at Team 1 to Team 8. The difference is razor thin. You heard Lyle Thompson moments ago.
Right.
They've got a chance, and they have the star power.
Well, you mentioned star power. There's no brighter star in this game than Lyle Thompson. He leads the league in scoring, tied for first in goals, Carc.
Yeah, he leads the league in goals and points, but what does it for me, Lyle's innovation, his creativity, and his balance are unmatched in this league. His game flows, and what makes him so difficult to defend, there is no patterns in his game, which really puts defensemen in very vulnerable spots.
There's Sean Kirk. He's the head coach of this Cannons team. He's had to make some changes, though, recently to try and find the right pieces around Lyle Thompson.
I like the changes that he's made. And if you look at their lineup, the Cannons, Brody Merrill's back in the lineup. 17-year vet Holden Garland, to me, though, has been the surprise on defense. He's played really well. At the midfield, Chris Heslanian, I think, gives them the punch they need. He's only been in the lineup for one game, but watch number 30 for the Cannons. And then on attack, you have the legend Lyle Thompson, the rookie Asher Nothing. They're both righties, and now you have Mark Cochran, a lefty, to complement them.
Cannons lineup powered by Ticketmaster. Let's take a look at their opponent tonight, the Redwoods. And when you talk about Redwoods, they were anemic offensively at the beginning of the year. You and I did a game where they scored a record low 3 goals in that game, but they've gotten a lot better lately.
Lowest scoring team in the PLL, but also the least amount of assists. So they're not sharing the rock at the level that they should. They have the powerful guys from the outside, though, that really could stretch a defense. If the ball spins, this offense could take another step.
They've been much better at the face-off stripe as well of late, standing by with TD Earl and is the third member of our crew, Katie George.
Thanks, Chris. TD, you've won a lot at the stripe as of late. What's allowed you to find success these last 3 weeks?
I think biggest thing is just taking it 1 week at a time. I think my wings are awesome. A guy like Drew Simino is on our team helping me out every week, and I think we're getting a good game plan ready to go, and just my wings make it easy on me, so hopefully we can continue it tonight.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Katie. TD, let's take a look at the Redwoods lineups powered by Ticketmaster. And on the back end, Arden Cohen. You know, I was going to say he's from Notre Dame. They're all from Notre Dame.
Yeah, this defense speaks the same language. At the midfield, Sergio Perkovic, another Notre Dame alum. Miles Jones can stretch the defense. But Charlie Bertrand, to me, has been the most consistent midi. At the attack, you have a Hall of Famer in Rob Pennell, who quarterbacks this unit. And then the two lefties from
Notre Dame. Heavy Irish influence on this Redwoods team. As you see the throwback jerseys, I love the mesh jerseys. Carc, they kind of remind me of the jerseys you wore when you played at Syracuse. All 8 teams will be wearing the throwbacks today and all weekend long. As you see our 2 face-off specialists, TD Earl, who's gotten a lot better, as Katie mentioned in her interview with him over the last couple of weeks, and Bones Kelly for the Cannons. There he is, Lyle Thompson. Carc talked about him at length at the top. Leading scorer in the league. He really transcends the sport. He's like a Michael Jordan, a Tiger Woods, a Dale Earnhardt, if you will, of lacrosse.
Every time you watch him play, he gives you something that is just unbelievable.
Let's go under the helmet with Lyle Thompson right now, powered by Sun Chlorella.
Lyle, every time you hit the field, you amaze us with your creativity. What inspires you to play that way?
Just having fun, sort of backyard play. Get creative in the backyard with my brothers. Sort of just translates and transfers into game time. So what you practice is how you play.
At 1-6, what gives you the confidence this team can turn it around?
We lost Lyle. We'll ask him that question later on, as we're going to be with him all game long under the helmet, powered by Sun Chlorella. As we're getting ready to face off here in Denver. Hot day and evening. Temperatures in the mid-90s, and we're underway. Bones and TD mixing it up in the middle. TD got possession initially. Now it's Cannons who fire a shot early. and will retain possession. It's an interesting matchup, these two teams, Cark. Kind of a weakness versus weakness, so which side will step up tonight?
Yeah, you have the Cannons surrendering a lot of goals. The Redwoods having trouble hitting the back of the net.
Here's Asher Nolting, number 0. If you saw the open of our broadcast, bloodied and battered last week in Dallas, was undaunted, though, as he is here getting on the crease. Now in front, your shot just wide. Looked like maybe Kelly got a piece of that one, as we'll get a shot clock refurbish. Nolting, full head of speed to the crease, pushed out back. He is a handful. Physical, inside, shot on Kelly, makes that save. Kelly being tested early, up to the task. Here come the Woods. Glazer, he'll fire a shot and score!
That goal packs a punch for many reasons. Eddie Glazer, 30 in green, is the vocal leader of this defense. But he's also getting involved the last few weeks in the transition game. Cannons don't respect him as an outside threat. The reason being, you have all these guys who stretch the defense, like Sergio Perkovic and Miles Jones, substituting on the fly. You're more concerned about them. Don't forget about Eddie.
Glazner's second goal of the year. Both of them have been 2-point shots, and that really lit up the bench for the Woods as they go out early, 2-0. TD gets possession. You know, I talked to Nat St. Laurent, the head coach for the Redwoods yesterday, and he said, look, in 2019, when we made a run for the championship, we ran. We got up and down the field, and we haven't really done it since. We need to do that the rest of the way this year.
Good point. The Redwoods, least goals in transition the entire season. Only 5 unsettled goals. When you think about that, that's last in the league. They need to strike in transition. And they have the opportunity tonight, Chris, because you think about strength on strength, weakness on weakness. The Cannons are worst in the league defensively, defending in transition. So there's an opportunity for the Redwoods.
Yeah, and we certainly saw that with Glazer as he took advantage of that opportunity to give the Woods the lead. Charlie Bertrand out front. Bertrand takes a shot. It's too high. Backing up is Rob Pinnell. Keep an eye on 41 Bertrand. It's a third-round draft choice in the draft earlier on this year, you know, out of Virginia, and he's been a real pleasant surprise to them. Pinnell scores! No look for Rob Pinnell. Woods off to a great start.
There's a flag on the play. The goal will be good.
There was a foul on the play. Cannon's foul is interference. That's wiped out by the goal. Good goal, all even face-off.
Thank you, Matty Palin, one of our officials tonight.
There's Rob Pinnell. He owns goal line extended. When you think of his Hall of Fame career, if you turn on the tape, this is patented Rob Pinnell, because when he gets to goal line extended, he's got options as a passer, as a guy who could beat you on an inside roll or a question mark, or just use straight strength right there. Low center of gravity. They're so worried about the rollback question mark with Pinnell that the front side often is open.
Great placement by Pinnell. Holding Garland. Looked like he had good position on him. Just perfect shot by Pinnell. Bones. He'll take a shot. Kelly is there. That's his third save early on today. And that's been an issue for them, too. They've had some issues in goal. Kelly hasn't been as sharp as I'm sure he would like to be, but he's off to a good start tonight.
Well, they've used 2 goalies. Jack Kelly and Tim Troutner combined statistically the lowest in the PLL. These are 2 guys, though, when they're hot, they play at an elite level.
Nakai takes a 2-point shot, and this time, Nick Morocco on the other end is up to the task.
This guy can go. Zach Goodrich, 14 in white for the Cannons, is an elite athlete in the middle of the field.
Got it to Mark Cockerton. You mentioned him in the open. Now Bubba Fairman. And here is call out the names of a lot of Maryland players who won a national championship this past year, who are rookies in the league. Bubba Fairman among them. Anthony DeMeo on the other side playing for Woods.
John Tillman, to me, is like Nick Saban at Alabama, churning out pros, right? If you want to be a big-time pro lacrosse player, Maryland's the factory. That's the reality.
Here's Lyle. Big matchup here with Garrett Epple. Lyle will try and roll back. Epple staying with him. Epple did a nice job of knocking it away and causing the turnover.
That's what he does. Leads the league in caused turnovers, 52 in green.
Now we'll get out and run.
The timely check.
Isaiah Davis-Allen quickly gets it into the offense. Here's Ryder Garnsey. Redwoods with a pole still out there. They'll sub him out. Kyle Hartzell comes out. Miles Jones comes in. Ryder won't wait for him. That was a big-time lefty shot on the run. Goes wide. Sergio, full head of steam. Now back outside. Quick fake. Shot too high.
You want to see ball movement out of the Redwoods. Like when this offense starts percolating, it's off of multiple passes. When they shoot from the outside and their feet stop, they become predictable.
Pennell trying to roll upfield. Here's DeMeo. Takes a shot. We'll get a shot clock violation. Quick restart. Here we go with the Cannons the other way. Lyle tries to take advantage of the confusion. Look at the double team. Two poles that jump on him, and another turnover. Loose ball in the middle of the field, finally picked up by Woods. And then Arden Cohen loses it. Back the other way we go. Asher Knowlton couldn't handle the pass, but he'll track it down. Now Ryan Trenner will look to settle things. Just as I say that, he looked to take a long shot. This time Abbott fires a shot, hits somebody in the ankles, and back to the Woods. And a defensive midi, Abbott stuck out there on the offensive end. He didn't care. He fired a shot anyways. Pulver looking to check Jones. Jones gives him a little hip and says no. Then Pulver may have gotten him in the helmet. That might have cheesed off Jones a little bit. Getting physical in the middle of the field.
Yeah, Pulver's not going to back down from Miles Jones. Miles Jones, 6'5", 240.
Nat was screaming for the cross check on that one. Didn't get the call. Now Sergio. Got a shorty on him. Will he look to attack? He does. Knocked off his feet, though, beautifully. That's Islanian. One of the Islanian brothers, Miles. Quick dodge. He shoots a bouncer. Didn't get enough on it. Didn't get it on target.
The Cannons have struggled, right, with the one win. You can't question their effort. Look how hard they're playing defensively. And they lead the league in ground balls. That, to me, is a toughness stat in a team that has not thrown in the towel. When you lead the league in ground balls and you're swarming on defense like this, you're showing me something.
Katie George, what do you got?
Well, every time I hear Coach Quirk turn around to this bench, all he keeps saying is scrap, scrap, scrap. We got to continue to play scrappy down here. You can feel the urgency because these two teams want to be in the playoffs in a couple of weeks.
That's what they've been doing tonight, that's for sure, but it's been all Redwoods in terms of on the scoreboard. That's Islanian. He takes a shot high over the top.
He can shoot. He was a assistant coach for Princeton in the college ranks, and I saw him warming up the goalies. He can let it go.
Look at Knowlton. You just can't knock him off his spot. Now he rolls back to his right, tries to get a pass in. That was an ill-advised pass. Really had very little shot at getting it to Jonathan Donville. Now it's back to the Woods.
I think this Garrett Epple, Lyle Thompson matchup's going to be intriguing because lefty on a righty. Epple, 52 in green, is a natural lefty. Thompson likes to dodge with his right hand 90% of the time. He's dodging into the strong side of Epple, who's a very, very physical defender.
There's Bertrand trying to work on a short stick. Now help comes. Kavanaugh up top. Being checked by Andrew Newbold. Kavanaugh looked like he had a little bit of space, but maybe still a little unsure of himself. He's had the shooting woes all season long, and he hasn't been able to snap out of that slump.
He's got just the 5 goals in 7 games. And Matt Kavanaugh, you've watched him play for years. When he's on, he's something to watch.
You gave him the nickname Matty Ice many years ago when he was at Notre Dame. Just has not been a great season for him. Lyle now trying to create. Finds Rafis coming out of the box. He's got a lot of room. He shoots and just misses. Rafis will get another look this time. This time he doesn't miss. Well, that's got to be great news for Coach Quirk, because he told me when I talked to him yesterday, Rafis has struggled a little bit. You think about his season, that's just his third goal for the lefty.
Yeah, they were expecting big things after a rookie year in 2021, where he arrived on the scene, and you said to yourself, the Cannons have a pro. This time, he dips the shoulder in the head. Watch Jack Kelly, he fights for it on his knees. Rafis cashes in.
We were in line when my son's tooth fell out. Nancy made such a big deal out of it, she even gave him $1 and said, the tooth fairy came early. He'll never forget it.
McDonald's crew members are making a difference every day. Tell your crew story at mcdonalds.com.
It took a while to get up here. We started out around 1959. Then we took a hard left in East Africa. A right at Baja. A 180 in the empty quarter. And that 65-degree incline at Hell's Revenge. But we didn't do all that just to get here. We did it to give you a truck that'll take you anywhere. This is the new Nissan.
Conventional thinking would say Verizon has the largest and fastest 5G network, but they don't. They only cover select cities with 5G. So for me, and the hundreds of drivers in my fleet, staying connected, cutting downtime, and delivering on time depends on T-Mobile 5G. And with coverage of over 96% of interstate highway miles, they've got us covered.
Unconventional thinking delivers 4 times the 5G coverage of Verizon, and it's ready right now. T-Mobile for Business.
COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too, by asking your healthcare provider if an oral treatment is right for you. Oral treatments can be taken at home and must be taken within 5 days from when symptoms first appear. If you have symptoms of COVID-19, even if they're mild, don't wait. Get tested quickly. If you test positive and are at high risk for severe disease, act fast. Ask if an oral treatment is right for you. COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too.
Introducing Simply Spiked Lemonade. Real fruit that left the farm and has seen too much to ever go back. Simply Spiked Lemonade, your favorite lemonade brand, now spiked. It's getting juicy.
The human highlight reel right to the hole and stuffs it. Ray, lefty shot from a ridiculous angle, and the rookie's on the board. Nakai Montgomery, the hometown hero. Teat turns and scores. Jeff Teat back in his bag in Frisco. Kincannon turns it aside. Rebound is put back in spectacular fashion. Under 10 to shoot, does not matter. A 2-bomb goes for Justin Anderson. Cardsy goes to the turf and scores. Bertrand on the rebound, goes through the legs. Charlie Bertrand, welcome to SportsCenter.
No question about it. Coming off an action-packed weekend at the Star outside of Dallas last weekend. This weekend, we're here at the University of Denver, Peter Barton Stadium. And you can see we've got Salt Lake City coming up next weekend. And then we wrap up the regular season with Seattle before the quarterfinals, semis, and finals. 7 of the 8 teams make the playoffs. The top seed gets a bye. So you have 6 teams playing in the quarters. 3 of them advance, along with the top seed. That's 4 in the semis. So we have just 3 weekends left to play, and there's everything to play for.
And I'm so glad 7 teams make the playoffs, because if you watch these games, that's the way it should be. They're so competitive, these games. 1-goal game after 1-goal game, drama after drama. The PLL has brought the heat in 2022.
Let's not forget, the Chrome started out last year 0-3, and they were a disaster. They ended up winning the championship. Just getting into the playoffs is all you need to do, because you can right the ship and make a run, and that's what both these teams are thinking. But they got to win tonight if they want to set themselves up for a chance to make it.
And that's the carrot Andy Towers and the Chaos are dangling now. Like, boys, we can repeat. Think about last year.
Yep. They got Chrome tomorrow. Look at Miles Jones. He just muscles his way in and gets shots like that every single week.
Check out Red. Watch pick.
Now Pennell going to use a Jones pick. Garland comes around it. There's that rollback. He gets a wide open look, but Morocco was there to stone him.
That's where he's going to create problems. Katie, what do you got in that huddle down at the Cannons?
Yeah, just a quick note from the offensive huddle. They feel like Jack Kelly's making all of his saves down low. He's using his legs a lot, so when they bring it back down here on offense, they want to start aiming higher in the cage.
It's a great point. If you look at the last goal, Katie, by Steven Rafis, where was Kelly at the shot? On his knees.
Look at Morocco on that last save. Robbing Cav, and Cav can't catch a break right now. Finally gets free for a good look, and Morocco just makes a great save to stone him. Redwoods jumped out to a 3-point lead in this game, spurred on by a 2-point goal from Eddie Glazner. Added another one before the Cannons in what I think is the best throwback of the weekend. It looks like the Giants in the late 70s when like Larry Zonka,
silver.
Like Larry Zonka played for the Giants for a couple of years in the 70s. That's what those jerseys look like, and I love the numbers. Zlanian, Kelly, hung tight on the pipe. Rafis, that's too tough an angle. Zlanian now back from X. And the shorty on him opted to go back up top. Donville. Both these coaches talked about how 33 in white could be a big impact in today's game. Donville.
I think he can play off of Lyle really well. He's a right-handed player with a lot of box lacrosse background. You get the two-man game on the right side with Lyle Thompson. There's some music to be made.
And Zlanian as a guy who can dodge from that midfield spot. Donville, good off-ball guy. Rafis, this time down low, stoned. Cockerton was.
There's Kelly Lowe again.
Right. Now we get a whistle. Thompson, this is unfair. Oh, Kelly! You don't see that every day.
Oh, that was, I think he used his hand there. Stood his ground. He didn't bite low that time. Match stick on stick with the great Lyle Thompson.
Final 30 seconds of this first quarter. Action-packed end-to-end. Both teams have got to get a win, especially Cannons. They're all but done with a loss, so their backs are against the wall. Nikai. Sergio, he'll fire from distance. Bounces it. This is the target.
You know, Perkovic's such a threat. If you watch, though, he's most dangerous off of 2 quick passes to get that shot off from 2.
Pennell. Oh, nice feed. Montgomery couldn't handle it, though, now in heavy traffic. Final couple of seconds as Kelly, who's had an outstanding first quarter for the Redwoods, watches it bounce over his head. Both these teams looking sharp in their throwbacks and looking sharp early. Redwoods doing exactly what they said they needed to do on the run, and it's Eddie Glazner who scores.
There's the drone footage. Glazner from 2. Downtown.
You got the Ticketmaster on the bottom. You can't cut them off.
Yeah, the champion did a tremendous job with these jerseys.
They look great.
They're awesome.
I say you wear them every week, but I don't really have a say, so I'll just call the game as I see it. TD. Will he take a shot? He will. Gets in front and tries to twist it by Morocco, but can't. Now we'll get a flag on the play. It'll be a delayed call against Cannons.
Yeah, TD got rocked after that shot. Free play for the Woods. The men in green. There's Big Miles with the rock.
Getting it to Big Charlie Bertrand. Cav over to Miles. Loses it initially. Perkovic keeps it alive niftily. Kavanaugh, not close. Now we'll get the call from our officials. You can see the shoulder pads with those mesh jerseys. Sick. The only thing missing is a half shirt underneath that says property of Cannons Lacrosse.
Yes.
What do you got for us, Matty?
Foul on the play. Cannons, number 40, 1 minute illegal body check. That play is going to be under review.
All right, that was the check you were talking about when TD was leveled.
Yep, that 1 minute, if replay deems it egregious, could go up to 2 minutes. I don't think that was egregious.
Great twister, though. How about that?
Yeah.
Finding the near post on that from a face-off guy.
So TD shoots here. Little twister there. A little bit late of a hit. I'd be shocked if this goes for more than a minute.
Jack Keelty
once you go into that 2-minute range, there's some intent there.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not quite like the NHL where you don't, like the NHL, you get a major if you draw blood. Like literally, the officials would look, is he bleeding? Oh, that's a major penalty right there.
What do we got here?
After further review, call stands. Cannons number 40, 1 minute, illegal body check.
So the Woods will go on the Vineyard Vines power play for a full minute.
They're good on the power play. 43%, third in the league, because they have the outside shooters. You have to respect the outside, so there's some inside opportunities, because 15 and 16 can shoot from the parking lot.
And you gotta love 41 inside too. Bertrand Wright with his box lacrosse background.
Yes.
In tight quarters. Now you got Kavanaugh inside, rotated through. Here's Jonesy up top. Garnsey. Now inside, Pinnell. Beautiful passing. Bertrand finishes it off.
Perfection. When Rob Pinnell makes this pass, I'm saying to myself, ooh, maybe one too many. But you had the finisher, Charlie Bertrand, who's emerging as a superstar in this league. You saw him last week in Dallas. Sports Center, #1 top play through the legs. This time a traditional overhand shot. He's losing his angle. The unselfishness of Rob Pinnell. The finish of Charlie Bertrand. This is gorgeous. Catches it, uses the turf, bounces it to the upper corner, all smiles.
Why not? Sports Center top 10 last week. He might make it again tonight. Sports Center follows us. I guarantee the producers are watching, and maybe they'll slide it in their top 10.
But back to that power play. You have the outside guys that you have to respect with Miles Jones, Sergio Perkovic. The passer in Rob Pinnell, the finisher in Charlie Bertrand.
TD got it over to Pinnell. Mackay. Over to John Sexton. Now he loses it. Possession was really favoring the Woods there for a while. How do the Cannons mix things up now? They'll shoot a 2-point goal. Pops that off a defender, stays with the Cannons. Here's Rafus, scored earlier in the day. Over to Islanian. Now Donville comes in. Donville began the year with chaos. Just didn't have any room for him. He thought they really fit what they wanted to do in terms of Canadian box lacrosse background. Seems to have found a home here with Cannons. Good shot by Lyle. Wow! How did he get enough mustard on that card?
Because his sixth sense is at a completely different level than every lacrosse player in the universe. You watch the ball movement here. This is gorgeous. Behind the cage, Stephen Rafus understands ball movement and rotation. The ball gets up top, and then the force feed to Lyle Thompson. The rules are different when you pass to a guy like Lyle Thompson. He looked covered. He's never covered. If his stick is right by his head, you give him the rock.
Now atop the ledger all by himself in terms of goals this year. He's only played in 6 games, but he leads the PLL in goals and scoring.
And who made that pass? Jonathan Donville. You know, we talk about these guys and understanding their strengths and playing well off each other. The Donville-Thompson connection, Jonathan Donville knows, like, the Lyle Thompson rules are different. You give him the ball when there's just a sliver of a seam in terms of an opening.
Nat making his changes. Bertrand coming in. Blows right by Abbott. Now switches to his left and fires it wide. You can see the athleticism with Bertrand. I mean, he just ran right by Abbott that time. Now Pinnell coming upfield. Slide comes quickly to Kavanaugh, and he scores!
This is gorgeous finish by Matt Kavanaugh, but a better feed by Rob Pinnell. Rob, what's allowed you to have a different level of vision tonight with these 2 back-to-back assists?
I love assists. Just keep passing to my teammates. Trust them that they're going to finish. We're doing a great job right now offensively, sharing the ball. Just got to keep it going here. A lot of game left.
These last 2 weeks, I've seen a different Charlie Bertrand. When you watch him play, what pops?
I mean, he's just great. He does it all. He's playing confident here in his second year. You know, he's got hands for inside, yet he can dodge, you know, with the best of them. So great playing with Birdie, and, you know, he's got a hell of a career ahead of him.
Thank you, Rob.
And thank you, Rob. Sun Clarella powering athletes under the helmet. Fast start for the Woods tonight, up 5-2. T.D. Erlin's done a nice job at the stripe. He's banged up earlier in the year. It's the only thing you could explain. I mean, he had such a great year last year. Yeah, and then this year he struggled so much the first 3 or 4 weeks of the year, and he's been great the last couple of weeks.
He's one of the best passers of all time. This is a team that struggled with assists, right? Lowest in the league. But that's not reflective of the last couple of weeks and his health, because when he's distributing at this kind of level, they're different. Like, he is a next-level quarterback his entire career. He sees the game differently as a passer. You heard him. I love to pass to my teammates. That's his DNA.
And maybe he'll get Cav going, too. Perkovic over to Kavanaugh. Goes up to get it. Loose ball Jones, he just uses that length, hammered by 3 different members of this Cannon team. He couldn't get a shot off before the shot clock ran out. Cannon's the other way. The younger of the Islanian brothers takes a shot from Jonesy. Now Jonesy's staying on the field. Can they keep him on?
There's a flag down, too. I think Miles Jones might have been called for a slash.
Lyle tried to thread the needle through to the other side, and Nakai stops it. Let's hear the call.
Fouls on Redwoods, number 15, 30-second technical, hold.
Got him with a hold. Yeah, you saw him challenging Aslanian towards the midfield, playing aggressive.
Let's take a look at it, Cart. Too high.
Yeah, he's lucky he only got a hold. It looked like a cross-check.
That would have cost him a minute on the neck.
Onto the power play for the Cannons.
It's been awful.
Worst in the league, 13%. A good power play like the Redwoods, third in the league, around 40%. 13% is, woof.
Only 2 power play goals in the Vineyard Vines power play on the season for the Cannons. Donville now back to Lyle. Drenner. Far side Aslanian. Cochran in the middle. Back up to Drenner, rather. Cockerton, nice save by Kelly. Will he get another shot? No.
That was a beauty.
Yeah.
That was a leg save.
Back at full strength. Little unsettling motion here. Cochran can't get a shot off, though, but he keeps possession. Just hounded by Arden Cohen. This entire defensive unit for the Redwoods, all from Notre Dame. Cohen, Epple, and Glazner. Lyle tries to break down his defender. Got a shorty on him. Cochran, and there's Kelly again, going to the far post.
Yo, the book on Kelly in the first, he was biting low. Not in the second quarter, right? Like, he has stood his ground. He's making high saves. He's starting to really get comfortable in the cage just when the Redwoods need to make a run.
Loose ball push that time against Lyle, so possession of the Redwoods. Now Kelly looking to get the clear started. We've had so much back and forth action. We really hadn't seen very many clearing opportunities for either one of these teams. If Bertrand can't handle the pass, it's an unforced error and a turnover.
Something to take a look at as this game continues. The Redwoods, with all their Notre Dame influence, Notre Dame always switches on picks. Lyle Thompson's going to get into some 2-man games later in this game, and he'll have some short stick opportunities.
We've seen that a couple of times already.
They'll switch every time on picks.
Short-lived, but it has happened. Now you've got a situation here where Nolting is on Perkovic, and he takes advantage of it.
He was a bloody mess a week ago. Down in Dallas. The book on Asher Nolting, he's tough as nails. His ability to get to the rack with underrated speed and obvious power. The Cannons aren't going away.
It took a while to get up here. We started out around 1959. But we didn't do all that just to get here. We did it to give you a truck that'll take you anywhere. This is the new Nissan.
Welcome to Subway's biggest refresh yet. They're drafting 12 new subs for their all-new Subway Series menu.
You've never seen subs like this before, Chuck. Meteoric meatiness and Chowtown cheesiness.
Let's go to our panel for more appetizing analysis.
The new Monsters Bacon has consummate, craveable crispiness.
The new Boss is a perfect 10.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Grog, thank you for nothing. The new Subway Series. What's your pick?
You and I put up with corruption in this town, but enough.
I just want the law to work for us the way it's worked for them since they wrote the law.
You know, I think he might be my son.
And now, a short meditation for this crypto winter. I am calm like a mountain lake. I use Coinbase, the largest publicly traded crypto exchange. The exchange that's based in the US and has a world-class security team and protects my funds 24/7 and has over 10 years of experience weathering crypto cycles like this one. Coinbase, the most trusted crypto exchange.
You know, I wonder why they mic me up. Because I don't ever say anything in the game.
Mic'd right now?
Yeah. Oh, juice to Barry. What am I doing though?
When you're holding it with your right hand and the pole stick is on you, you're about to grab it, but you just...
Yeah, they are bad in the middle, guys. Which just means I need outlets.
Yeah, so I'll
that was a good pop there.
So I'll be wider than this game, right?
Yeah.
Let's go under the helmet, powered by Sun Chlorella, and hear from Lyle Thompson. Cart?
Lyle, earlier we heard you. There were some opportunities in the middle against the Redwoods. What did you mean by that?
I think they're just slunched in on defense, and you know they're anticipating and ready to slide. So, you know, if that's the case, there's going to be some guys in the middle working with Carcaterra that should be open. We just gotta. Right now, I think we just have to bury the ball, and we're playing good offense. Just got to bury the ball.
The Redwoods like to switch on picks. What's critical offensively in the pick game for you guys?
Well, if you're switching that often, it's just a matter of moving the ball. They're not worried about matchups. You know, I think there's just a lot of movement on their D, and you have to be able to anticipate some of these slides and who's going to be open.
Thank you, Lyle.
Yep.
All right, thank you, Lyle. And says the team's got to bury the ball into the back of the net. A big reason for that is Jack Kelly's got 8 saves, and he's saving 73% of the shots he's facing. He's been great tonight. So is this guy right here, T.D. Irwin, wins possession again. Over to Hartzell. Well, he let it fly. He does. Bounces it into the net. Been a big day for the Poles, for the Redwoods. Couple of 2-point goals.
He is a KG vet. I saw him warming up prior to the game. He told me he feels better than he's felt all season long. Said he's healthy. He's hungry. And let me tell you something. This is a guy over the years who's been able to shoot well over 100 miles an hour with that 6-foot pole. TD scoops up that face-off opportunity. No one picks up Kyle Hartzell, and that's the second time now the Cannons are not respecting the shooting from defenders for the Redwoods. Eddie Glazner's got that too, and now Kyle Hartzell.
Hartzell, 36 years of age. Remember that Team USA World Championship team that won it in Netanya? Katie standing by with Kyle.
Thanks, guys. Kyle, short sticks can't have all the fun, can they?
No, they can't. TD kind of squirted one out there, and I just saw an opening, and he kind of tossed it to me. I'll pick up, pick up the ground ball, and just let it fly.
What have you guys thought about the defense thus far?
We're playing great. I'm kind of giving them some goals. We had one in transition, and then
the last one, we got to slide to Asher Nolte there with a short stick. So just got to slide her, think a little bit earlier and just communicate. We'll be good.
Thanks for the time.
You're welcome.
That was a delay game on TD Erlin. How about the mustache of Kyle Hartzell? That is an aggressive, sweet mustache.
I don't know if it rivals Gittleman, Archer's goalie that we'll see tomorrow, but it's up there. It's in the same realm. Vineyard Vines power play now for the Cannons. TD was guilty of a delay of game on the faceoff, so 30 seconds now man up for this Cannons team, and unsuccessful in their last opportunity. This time Cockerton had a point-blank shot and just couldn't get it on target.
That's 3 in the last 2 minutes Cockerton hasn't canned, and he's normally money from those spots.
One final opportunity here. Slanian. Kelly is just a stone wall tonight.
That's the heat of Islanian that I talked about, right? Like, he will stretch the defense and let it fly.
Lyle, he'll look to move through a pick from Eppel. Got a broken stick. Eppel's broke a stick. Could be advantage Cannons here. Lyle trying to move it on the crease. Can't get it done. Cullen there, ready for the slide if needed.
Demand the ball if you're Steven Rafis. Here it is. No stick.
Up top, Zlanian thought about shooting it. Does not. Now a big-time shot. Donville. Just when you go down, the largest deficit of the game, who was going to be the key? Maybe 33 for Cannons.
Watch when Steven Rafis gets the ball on this drone shot right here. Steven Rafis gets the ball. Garrett Eppel doesn't have a stick. So off ball, the Redwoods are concerned with that matchup. Rafis spins it to who?
Donville.
Jonathan Donville eventually, I think, can be an elite player in the PLL. If you watched him over the course of his year at Cornell, and then ultimately when he was a grad transfer at Maryland, he was a chameleon. His freshman year at Cornell, he's one of the best passing middies in the country. Then he develops more as a scorer. This guy's future in this league is big.
Bones Kelly wins a much-needed face-off for Cannons as well. As they got to put a little bit of a run here. 2 two-point goals from Redwoods in this first half. That's really what has staked them to this advantage. Cannons have played toe-to-toe with them. They haven't been able to beat Kelly, and those two-point goals really the difference. Asher had a goal earlier on in the game. This time they'll put a pole on him. And a beautiful check. Glazner again. That was gorgeous, knocking it away from Asher. Looks like possession will stay with Cannons. Rick Beardsley's watching. That's like textbook for Beardsley. You know he was watching that one. He has a nickname for that, too. Kelly, standing tall. Now they'll look to run quickly. Perkovic. Terrible pass that time.
I felt like Sergio Perkovic slowed down too, and there's the opportunity. The Cannons are the worst in the league defending in transition. Strike at that moment.
Drenner will clear it. Clock ticking down. It's about 2.5 minutes left to play in this first half. Drenner fires. He beats Kelly on the shot. Maybe this is the run we just talked about from Cannons at the end of the first half. Kelly says, my bad.
Ryan Drenner's game is real. That's his 16th of the season. He's 6th in the league in goals as a midfielder. I feel like he doesn't get the credit he deserves. He's such a scoring threat with only 2 assists. If you're the Redwoods, when 22 and White has the ball, he's going to the rack. You have to slide early to Drenner, play him as a dodger and a shooter first, and a passer second.
I feel like he had that little hitch right at that 2-point arc. And that held the defender on their heels.
He got him to low, but still, you have to know the matchups. If you're playing against Drenner, play him as a dodger and a scorer.
7-5 now. Cannons getting back into this game with this late first half run. Can Redwoods respond?
TD's heating up, 9 of 11. We've seen a different TD the last few weeks. He struggled. He was nicked up early this season. He wasn't right health-wise. Because he's coming off a year where essentially he had the same statistics as Trevor Baptiste a year ago.
Right.
They were 1-2 in the league. And then the first 4 or 5 games of the year, he's under 50%.
Right.
That's not TD.
65% last year.
Yeah. And now he's 9 of 11. Had a big day last week. He's getting healthy.
Here's Bubba Fairman looking to get it past that midfield line and can't do it. Ryder Garnsey, got to give him credit too. He forced that one extra step from Bubba Fairman that caused the violation. Miles on Abbott. Gets by him now to Pinnell. Pinnell on Zach Goodrich, so this is interesting here. Pinnell directing traffic, waiting for Bertrand to come on the field. Now he'll look to dodge. Got it inside. That's going to be a push. Oh, I thought it might be a crease violation, but it was a push in the back. Kavanaugh got pushed into the crease, so it stays with Redwoods. Under a minute to play. Jonesy gets by one defender. A third comes to try and stop him, and he has to bounce it over the top.
Goodrich, 14 in white, is an exceptional short stick defensive midfielder.
Nakai wide open. Look at that move to get open by Nakai Montgomery. He's playing on both sides of the field for Nat St. Laurent. He's been a great defensive midfielder in terms of making that adjustment coming out of Duke as a rookie. And there you can see the offensive prowess if he stays on the field.
There's his mom. She's got a reason to celebrate. Been there every step of the way for Nakai. Through the youth years in Dallas, you want to talk about feet, man. Ryan Drenner had that little hitch. Look at the quickness in the hitch upfield. The hitch upfield gets Jonathan Donville to bite. And where's all the space? It's the placement of that dodge that does it for me, though. He does that dodge high enough so when he comes out, he's got a lot of real estate and a great angle to work with.
The fact that he had Donville checking him, doesn't that say a lot about the value of number one on the field, that he can play on both ends and keep an offensive player like Donville on the field?
Well, when you're a two-way midi, I always say start the shift on defense to trap the other team's offensive middies, right? Like, don't if you're a two-way midi, don't start the shift on offense. Start it so you can find the other team's short stick offensive midfielder and put them in a bad spot playing defense.
8-5 our score, under a minute left to play in this first half. We'll be back after that. Champion throwbacks. It's Rob Pinnell in the huddle with Nat St. Laurent. Miles Jones behind him. Charlie Bertrand. Pinnell barking out instructions.
You essentially have the mind of another offensive coordinator with Rob Pinnell there, right? 2013 Tewaaraton winner.
They're going to hold it to 8 seconds. They want to give the defense as much of a gas as they can because they're winded. So the offense wants to hold it down to 8 seconds and then go.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's good information in terms of the huddle from Nat. What they want to do. Don't want any counterattack on the back end here at the end of this first half. Going to hold it right to the end. See if they can get a shot, maybe even a second look. You can keep possession.
I always say shoot it like 15.
Mm-hmm.
If you shoot under 10, it's tough sometimes to get that second look.
That was a disaster. Great defense by Bubba Fairman coming out of the timeout. That didn't work out so well for the Redwoods. Now Cannons will have a shot.
That is well-timed pressure defense. Because I think the Redwoods think, okay, the Cannons are probably going to shift back a little bit, play a little bit of prevent defense. No, that is pressure in your face right off the whistle.
Fairman, he'll shoot. Man, Kelly has been so tough there. He is low again. And Perkovic, 17 seconds left. Will he shoot this time? He will. Got stoned. Oh, what a great save by Morocco. Kavanaugh can't believe it. One final chance for down on the other end, and Thompson makes him pay. That's as good a stretch of lacrosse as you're going to see at any level. Gather your thoughts, Kark.
They know what's up.
What did we just see?
The PLL is magic for this type of lacrosse. Insanity by Nick Morocco, the back-to-back saves. In the Cannons, who have not been able to really hit and transition the way that they'd like. There's been some lineup changes. They recognize score and clock. Morocco knows. Give that man the assist.
They're going to review Kavanaugh's shot because Kavanaugh thought that it was in the goal when Morocco made the save. We faced a similar situation like this earlier on in the year. If it's in the cross of the goalie, even if that carries beyond the goal line, once it's in the cross, it's a save. It's not a goal. So when does it get into the cross of Morocco? That's what you have to look for. It looks like even if the cross goes beyond the goal, if it's in Morocco's net, it's not going to be a goal. Ooh. See, I think that was outside when he made the initial save.
I don't know. I think that might have snuck in that inner pipe, right? Like,
right
does
there.
he have control there?
That's what they've got to decide.
I think the ball crosses the plane and is inside the iron before he gets control.
Well, so now what you're saying is when is control had by Morocco?
It's not like he controls it and then crosses the plane. To me, this is going to be a tough call.
When is the save actually made?
Exactly.
When it hits the net of his stick or when it's the control? When it hits the webbing? That's my question. See? Because it clearly hit Morocco's cross before it crossed the line. But, you know, a goalie stick, it's bouncing around on the inside of that pocket.
I know, but from one of those angles, it was so close. It looked like the ball might have crossed the plane, been inside the iron before it even hits Morocco's stick.
See, right there, it looks like it hits the stick. That's outside of the goal line right there. So is the save made there?
So close.
If you rule that the save was made there, that's a save.
Let's hear it.
After further review, the previous shot by the Redwoods was not a goal. Good goal for the Cannons.
That's a big moment in this game. That's a big moment. It's a lot of momentum, too, with 6.3 left in the first half. Katie, what's going on down there on the field?
Seth, break this down for us, please.
Yeah, when Matt Kavanaugh took that shot, the ball was in possession of the goalie's stick. So if the ball is in the possession of the goalie's stick, it can't be a goal. And then on the other side of it, the full ball didn't cross the midline.
Thanks for the time.
All right, thank you. Seth Tierney, head of competition here at the PLL.
The possession in the goalie's stick could be a fraction of a second, right? How quick these guys make those saves, how quick their top hand speed is.
Can TD get one final shot for the Woods? No. Beautiful play by Kelly to prevent it from happening. Horn sounds. What a first half to kick off week 7 here in the PLL in Denver. Both these teams hungry, starving, famished, in need of a win, and fighting and scratching and clawing. It's 8-6. Redwoods on top. Katie's down on the field with Coach Nat.
Thanks, Chris. Nat, a bit of a contentious end to that second half. What'd you make of it?
Yeah, we just got a little bit sloppy. We got to can our shots. We're getting great shots. We just got to make them count a little bit. And then, you know, we can't fall asleep like we did right there with under 4 seconds. We got to be chest to back, covering that up. And that's the mental mistakes you can't have in a game like this.
Thanks for the time.
Yep.
Thank you, Coach. Katie, halftime coming up. Kyle Harrison roundtable, first half stats and highlights. And we've got a bunch of them. What a half we had. Asher Nolting, bloodied and battered last week in Dallas. Recognized the mismatch. Didn't hesitate. Buried it. Past Jack Kelly, who had a heck of a first half. 2 2-point goals from Poles in the first half for the Woods. They lead by 2. Oh, I can't wait to see Andy Towers and company tomorrow. Welcome back to Primetime PLL on ESPN, powered by Ticketmaster. 8-6, our halftime score. Redwoods on top of Cannons. Chris Cotter, Paul Carcaterra with you. Shiny, greasy, sunburned. What a couple of days we've had here in Denver. We thought these two teams would live up to the hype because they had to win tonight, and they're playing like it.
Look, they're playing with their backs against the wall. The physicality is off the charts. The end-to-end action, the crowd at Denver. This game's got everything.
Let's take a look at our outperformers, our halftime highlights, presented by OutSystems, Car.
Well, the Redwoods were deficient passing the ball. Last in the league in assists. Enter a healthy Rob Pennell. The legend deals and destroys Charlie Bertrand. Matt Cavanaugh getting in the mix. But the play of the game, back-to-back saves by Nick Morocco late in that second quarter. And it's the ultimate finisher, and Lyle Thompson closing the deal. The Cannons aren't going anywhere. Down by 2. They are scratching and crawling and making a case.
Take a look at our halftime stats. Those 2-point goals, 2 of them both by long poles by the Redwoods. A big difference in this game. Really, the actual difference in this game. And the goaltending has been really good, especially up from Jack Kelly, who early on faced an onslaught of shots, and he was amazing for the Redwoods.
I like how Jack Kelly kind of responded after the first quarter, saving some down low and biting, and then standing tall and making saves everywhere.
T.D. Earl dominated that first half at the stripe, but here Bones Kelly wins one to start the second, but possession can't be retained as even Asher Nolting's over-the-shoulder save goes to the Redwoods. Here comes Isaiah Davis-Allen, full head of steam. Clark, adjustments, any thoughts from both of these teams in terms of what they did well in that first half, what they need to do more of here in the second half?
I think there's opportunities for the Redwoods in transition. You saw a couple in the second quarter where they didn't press enough.
Right.
Yeah, guys, I talked to Sean Quirk at half, and he said the biggest difference between first and second quarters, he said we actually limited those transition plays, and we need to continue to do it. He thought the 2-point plays were good shots, but he said if we're going to allow that to happen in transition, this is going to be a long game. And then he said TD had just done a nice job at the stripe. He said we got to continue to manage that, and it was good seeing Bones get that first win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. You know that was a good win for his confidence, too. Cavanaugh, speaking of confidence, he's got to get going, doesn't he? I mean, he got robbed by Morocco late in that first half. But he does have a goal. Maybe that will get him going. He seems to be...
Foul on the play, Cannons, number 14. 30-second technical interference.
He seems to be all right taking shots. Just trying to shoot his way out of the slump.
Yeah,
he's getting an opportunity on the power play now.
He's getting his looks. Matty Ice, 10 and green. Matter of time, he will start canning those opportunities. Look at the pass by Pennell, though. That is a spectacular pass. The vision to go through the heart of that defense and drop it right on Cavanaugh's stick.
Goodrich leveled Miles Jones, which isn't easy to do, and he earns a 30-second penalty. Vineyard Vines power play for the Redwoods. Perkovic steps down. Got the defender to bite.
I like when Perkovic and Jones pry the defense at the 2-point line.
Great pass. Bertrand finishes it off. Those two have been something special tonight. Pennell to Bertrand. Again, Woods extend their lead.
Chris, I told you, pieces to a puzzle with a power play. If you have those two guys up top, in Miles Jones and Sergio Perkovic, you see all the pressure up top. If you can counter with a skip pass down low and get it to Rob Pennell, he's going to find Charlie Bertrand inside. With Charlie Bertrand inside at the power play, that changes a little bit of everything because he can can it in tight. He's not the wing-type shooter maybe from the left like a Cavanaugh or Garnsey, but that's not what you want. When you have Perkovic and Jones out top, you need that crease presence. Nat St. Laurent knows that, and you couple him with Pennell, that's a dangerous 1-2 punch.
Second power play goal of the night for Charlie Bertrand. Speed back to 3. And T.D. Erlin continues his mastery at the face-off stripe. Bertrand now. Trying to get by the short stick. Nakai on the outside of the net. Abbott now will look to move on the clear. Gets past Garnsey. Lyle. Inside. Beautiful feed. Cochran finishes it off right on the doorstep. That's like a Wayne Gretzky feed finding Yari Curry cutting to the net, you know?
But what it also is Lyle Thompson knowing the two-man game. You see the pick there. They're a little slow to react. Like, does Eppel switch? Does he follow through and go with Thompson? That gets all the Redwoods jerseys looking at Thompson, right? Because he has that short little step on Garrett Eppel, and that's all he needs to become a passer to the inside presence of Cockerton. That is why Cockerton's in this lineup. A lefty finisher playing off a righty passer in Thompson.
Kelly wins another draw. Skip pass to the far side. Islanian will wait for help. He'll check out in the form of Drenner and Donville. Lyles feeling it on Epple. Quickly up to Cockerton. Now Islanian. Donville sets a pick, but it's a moving pick and will go the other way. Jack Neers was banged up a little bit for Redwoods. Short stick defensive midfield. Brings it into the offensive zone. Look at Jonesy out of the box, running hard to the net.
Back right. Stay with him, Chris.
Pinnell, one-handed. Morocco goes down to stop it. Sun Clarella powers under the helmet. And from time to time, we get to have a player on the field and we want to listen to. How about Eddie Glazer? Let's hear what he has to say.
Stay there. Michael! Jump it, Kenny! Hey, Arden, you're on. Purple!
Oh, Thompson rolled the other way. Beat Kelly. As you were hearing, Glazer barking out the instructions.
You heard my go. That's when Eddie was the hot man, meaning he was the slide man. Then you said Arden, you. That meant Arden Cohn. You're the slide guy. Well, guess what? Lyle Thompson has mastered this backhand type of shot, and this is the perfect counter. Everyone plays him as a backhand shooter. What does he do that time, Chris? He turns around and shoots with his right hand. Everyone knows he shoots right there backhand. That's the counter.
Right over Jack Kelly's left ear. Saw it way too late.
Defenders are so conscious of that backhand where they almost want to like horse hook him and stop him from going upfield. He senses that. The balance and the instincts to know that's the counter. That's the next step in this Lyle Thompson move.
Right.
When everyone plays you as the backhand shooter, you turn to your opposite side.
Really nice play. That time by Cannons, and it's Andrew Newbold. Playing in just his second game of the year. Gets possession. Cannons can tie this thing up. This matchup all night long. Epple on Thompson on the far side. Now
heavyweight.
Cockerton. Again, on that wing, fired the shot a little bit wide.
Lyle's figuring something out in this pick game, right? He's going heavy dose to the high wing picks. And you see a lot of passing opportunities off of that.
Right. Nolting tried to quickly feed it inside. Kelly was having none of it. Snags it right out of the air. Now Cannons riding hard. Cohen's got to get it over. Gets it to Bertrand, and he does just that. Great drone footage tonight, giving that a shot. It looks great at Barton Stadium. Great new perspective. Nakai inside. Pinnell. Miles. They'll go. Here we go with Goodrich the other way. Shoots. Kelly. You can hear that one from up here. Hope that hits some padding and not flesh.
He's tired.
Yeah, Jones is gassed right now.
He's gassed. He's going to have to come off.
You got a guy like Nakai who doesn't need to come off. He shoots, scores. Isn't that beautiful for a short stick defensive midfielder like that? I mean, what an advantage to have a player like that.
That is the definition of a midfielder, Chris.
Like old school, like
throwback
we
uniforms, throwback style. A guy that could play defense, offense. It doesn't matter. Give one in green an opportunity to make a play with a first step. elite athleticism and a nose for the cage, we got a ball game in Denver.
Hack your first shave with the Philips One Blade First Shave. Designed to protect your skin against nicks, cuts, and burns. Hack your first shave.
COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too by asking your healthcare provider if an oral treatment is right for you. Oral treatments can be taken at home and must be taken within 5 days from when symptoms first appear. If you have symptoms of COVID-19, even if they're mild, don't wait. Get tested quickly. If you test positive and are at high risk for severe disease, act fast. Ask if an oral treatment is right for you. COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too.
It's up by 2 in the third. Take a look at those Cannon throwbacks. Ryder Garnsey, Drenner.
That long hair, too.
Know, that's still my favorite.
70s and 80s, right?
Look at some of these others that we're going to see over the weekend. All 3 games tomorrow, by the way, on ESPN Plus, and starting early to get them ahead of some weather that might be rolling in here in Denver. So 9:30 Mountain Time, 11:30 Eastern Time. We start with the 3 games tomorrow, and you get to see all those throwbacks. Don't forget about Salt Lake City next week, and we start on Friday night on ESPN Plus. Look at that game. Atlas and Whips at 8 o'clock. 3 more games throughout the weekend. You got to win these games. Everything's to play for right now with these 8 teams. All still in it.
Yeah, the throwbacks are awesome. Paul Rabel retired 1 year too early because, A, he was jacked, right, when he played. But he has the hairy chest, too. That would have popped out of those big holes.
Yeah, no doubt. Erlin tried to finish it off with the face-off win. Missed.
During the break, Katie was telling us in the booth, Cannons have to support the wings because TD's really in a groove right now. So wing play will be critical. The issue is TD wins at the stripe so quickly that the wings a lot of times are irrelevant.
Bertrand. Morocco makes the save. Pennell finally corrals it. Pennell, you got an angle. Didn't get through the defender. A lot of sticks flailing around in traffic. Bubba comes out of there with it. He can run. Oh, gets by Jones. Nolting. He and Cohen collide, and Nolting finishes it. That was 2 tractor trailers smashing into each other.
A lot of times an offensive player, when they feel defensive pressure like that, Asher Nolting's saying to himself, Arden Cole, you want to play big boy lacrosse? You want to bang? Let's bang. Boom. Like that is a big physical presence who is not shying away from contact. He's actually seeking it out. And Cone, if you look at him and the size of his legs and how strong he is, that tells you everything you need to know about the rookie Asher Nolting. The strength that he possesses around goal line extended and the fire in the belly.
Second tonight for Nolting. Hometown kid from Greenwood Village. That's right around the corner, isn't it, Katie?
Yeah, Cherry Creek High School, 10 minutes down the road from where we're playing right now. He's got about 30 to 40 friends and family, and they absolutely love the physicality he showed on that last goal.
Yeah, Cherry Creek's a dominant high school here in this area. It's been playing great lacrosse in Denver area for a long time.
You know what I love about the physicality there, too? He rolled as he played the pressure game. So he, like, Cone just completely lost his balance.
He had an out. Asher Nolting had an out.
He had the leverage game. He had Cone on his feet, on his heels. And then he rolled. So that was a beautiful textbook inside roll using a physical presence.
Tamayo making his debut. Nakai goes low. Morocco's been seeing those low ones here in the second half very well.
This Cannons team, to me, is totally different than 4 weeks ago. Lyle A. is healthy. Mark Cochran's in the lineup. You trade for Jonathan Donville.
Right. Wow, getting wrapped around the neck. They want a flag, and Coach Quirk's going to get it.
That's going to be a hold.
Yep.
So this team has made some serious lineup changes.
They lost by 1 to the Water Dogs last week in Dallas, the hottest team in the league.
Aslanian's another 30 in white. He gives you an outside presence with the left hand.
Rafus, good look. Score! We're tied up. There's Donville finishing, and Rafus with a beautiful feed.
The future of this league is completely off the charts. You saw a rookie in Asher Nolte. Now you have another in Jonathan Donville as you hear the call from Matt Palem. I think it was a hold.
It was a hold that gets wiped out by the goal. Good goal, all even face off.
Yeah, we had Garrett Epple on a hold.
Great look here.
On Lyle Thompson. But watch Jonathan Donville here. Oh, what a opportunity to find space and to bring your defender high and then shade low. That is masterful, right? Jonathan Donville is following ball side, right? And then he back cuts towards the pipe. The awareness of the rookie.
First tie since the opening whistle. Now we're at 4:03 of the third quarter. Look at TD. The body control, the quickness.
That's what I was saying. The wings are irrelevant. When someone has a clamp that quick and an exit like TD, and he's an athlete.
Right. He can get away from the pressure, too.
I don't care what you draw up 3-on-3.
Now Sergio. Skips it over to Cav. Garnsey uses a pick to get a shorty on him. It's Goodrich. Can Garnsey take advantage? Back to his right. One-handed. Falls down. Goodrich all over him.
Goodrich defends like a close defender. Like, you can't attack him because he's a shorty. He's too elite.
Bertrand got some space. Got open. Behind the back, scores! Are you kidding me? What are we watching with 41?
I'll tell you what you're watching. Another young star, second year out of the University of Virginia. A steal as a third-round pick. And back-to-back Sports Center top 10 highlights. Last week in Dallas, it was through the legs. In Denver, it's behind the back.
He just sets up Morocco, too, with that little hitch in his step. The presence of mind to do that.
You want to know what? It's the right shot. You're going down the left alley. You've lost your angle. You shoot behind the back. It's like you're shooting with your right hand.
TD again. Katie, what's going on down there?
Yeah, I'm with Charlie. Last week it was between the legs. This time it's behind the back. Walk me through it.
Yeah, I mean, it's all whatever the game flow is, right? So a little bit of an opening there with Miles staying wide and the guys staying pushed it out on them. So there's a little hole to get in the middle, and just want to increase my angle a little bit.
Yeah, we love it. Great job.
Thanks, Charlie. Katie?
They're the right shots. There's nothing from a showboat perspective that you could sell me on those. Like, that is the right shot. You lost your angle, you go behind the back. Deception between the legs a week ago.
Perkovic is going to fire wide. Bertrand's 6'3", 220. He's a big dude, but I was talking to Miles Jones earlier. He said the guys in the NLL, the indoor league, were surprised that a North American, that a United States kid could be that slick. They were surprised that he was so young and could be that slick. He plays kind of like a Canadian. Morocco makes the save.
He plays like a future star in the PLL to me. I think that he has become their most consistent offensive midfielder. And as he continues to grow, you're going to see more two-point opportunities down the stretch these last few weeks for Miles Jones and Sergio Perkovic, because teams are going to start sliding to him early. They have to respect him. And then you start seeing seams pop. Mm-hmm. So his emergence is only good for his line mates.
Drenner. Rafus, again, out of the box. Just didn't have the angle. Jonesy closed it down just enough.
Ready.
Dreyfus will look to take advantage. Drenner shoots off the pipe. Keelty keeps it on the Cannon side. Miles. Skip to Rafus. Oh, behind the back pass. Cockerton finishes! Look, it's been a long, hot week here in Denver. These fans have slogged their way through this heat wave. What a reward. Friday night, come to Barton Stadium.
So awesome. I am watching this game, one play after another, whether it's Nick Morocco in the first half, back-to-back saves, Charlie Bertrand behind the back, now Stephen Rafus, BTB pass to Mark Cockerton on the low left pipe. How does he squeak this one in? He gets it inside of Jack Kelly. That is an elite left-handed finisher. I told you off the top, he's the perfect complement to Lyle Thompson, the righty, and Asher Nolting, the righty. Both guys who are playmakers, who need the ball in their stick. Mark Cockerton doesn't, and he's on the other side. He is the automatic lefty finisher. In the first half, he struggled canning those shots. In the second half, he's been the answer.
All tied up once again, a minute left in this third quarter. And maybe the key to the whole thing for the Cannons is going to be number 24, Stephen Kelly. He's got to start winning those draws, and he just won that one to get possession back to his team. Aslanian down the alley. Quick ball movement. Now Lyle on the wing with Eppel on him. Trying to dodge and get free. Loses his footing. Inside quickly, couldn't get anything on the shot. Stays with Cannons. 10 seconds to shoot. Donville's got to look at that shot clock and make something happen. Just 2-1. Now they're going to feed in the corner. Set up their ride.
Smart play by the rookie. Live to fight another day, get in your ride, set it up.
Near with just 12 seconds looking for an offensive threat. Here it is with Miles Jones. He's going to have to make something happen. There's a freight train coming downhill. Spins to his right hand. Up into the air. Morocco makes the save. What a quarter of lacrosse. What a game. All knotted up at 11 apiece as we head to the fourth quarter. Cannons looking to break a 6-game losing streak. Redwoods trying to continue their recent strong play. And Charlie Bertrand behind the back. Sports Center. Check it out.
Creativity. Improv. I call it functional in deception. And that's Charlie Bertrand. Back-to-back weeks, last week in Dallas. Under the lights in Denver. First it was between the legs, then it was behind the back. Showstopper. Sports Center top 10. Stamp it.
Heading to the fourth quarter, all knotted up at 11. PLL powered by Ticketmaster. First of 4 here in Denver this weekend. Don't forget the 60th Bundesliga kicks off this weekend. Tomorrow, Dortmund taking on Leverkusen. Coverage begins at noon Eastern. 12:30 kickoff, ABC, ESPN Plus, and ESPN Deportes.
That's the young Gio Reyna, son of Claudio
Reyna, yeah.
Yep. And Danielle Reyna, who is a captain of the U.S. women's national team. Claudia, captain of the men's.
Cannons have made a change. No, they haven't. Never mind. Had a violation on that face-off. Kelly's trying everything he can, pulling out everything out of the bag of tricks. Trying to get the better of Erlen here to start the fourth. Here's Bertrand on a shorty. He's been taking advantage of it all night long. Garnsey, back to Pennell. Coming upfield. Spins and scores. A little question mark from Rob Pennell.
This is masterful. If you remember, in the first quarter, when Rob Pennell came around goal line extended, he used the front side dodge because they were scared of the question mark. This time, they're threatened by the top side dodge. How does he counter? With the question mark. That is a future Hall of Fame attackman finding out what the defense is giving him from a pressure perspective and then answering. They're playing so aggressive top side there. What does he do? He rolls with the question mark. It was the opposite in the first quarter.
5-holing Morocco. Redwoods reclaim the lead. Cannons have never led in this game. Now tied it a couple of times here in the late going, but they've never been able to claim the lead. And this is a big reason why it's going to be difficult for them to do it in the fourth quarter. TD just dominating at the stripe.
How do you counter that? The dominance of TD? You put a little more pressure on Nick Morocco to make saves, and you have a clean clearing game. The beauty of that, the Cannons are the best clearing team in the league, and they're the best at ground balls, so they can offset that TD dominance.
Behind the Cav, now over to Pinnell. Sergio tries to get to the middle of the field, then rolls back. Now we get a flag on that pass. Errant pass. Let's see what the call is. Shot clock was winding down. A little bit of a desperation mode by the Redwoods. They may get bailed out here. We'll wait on Matt Palin to make the call.
Fouls on White, 70. 30-second technical interference.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's a tough one because Sergio Perkovic's pass was not going to be delivered regardless. Right side of your screen. Look at 70. Yeah, he just checks Ryder Garnsey, who wouldn't have caught that ball regardless.
Right. Might be lucky he didn't get a slash on that, too. Vineyard Vines power play for the Redwoods.
You know, in his defense there, you see the ball going there. You hear the goalie say check. The first thing you do is bring the heat.
Bertrand has a couple of power play goals himself on the night for the Redwoods. He and Pinnell have really hooked up, Katie.
Yeah, Garland came off, and his biggest complaint was he thought it was just a bad pass, and that's why he finished the play and made contact.
Yeah, to your point, Katie, it was a late flag that came in, but the call was made nonetheless. And another Vineyard Vines power play opportunity for what has been a strong unit tonight for the Redwoods. Big shot by Miles Jones.
That one had some gas on it. And those high bouncers with heat are virtually impossible for a goalie to track. To change the levels and the velocity, good luck.
Cannons have killed it off. Now at full strength. Under 10 to shoot. Miles is going to have to make something happen on his own. Got his hands free, but couldn't get enough on it to beat Morocco.
Okay, so the clearing game is critical right now. And the Cannons are very efficient all year long.
Bubba. See, Bubba now has an opportunity. You got Miles and Perkovic still on the field. Miles is going to sub out, but Sergio Perkovic is still on. Fairman's going to look to attack it. Donville just got hammered, but held on to it. Oh, my goodness.
He's hurt.
Yeah, Eppel just laid the boom on him.
Garrett Eppel, 52 in green, is the best hitter in the league. Uses his body with serious force.
Let's go under the helmet powered by Sun Chlorella. Take a listen to Nick Morocco, Cannons goaltender.
Yep, I got you, White. Round your pipe. Red. Stay high, Pulls. Now get up. Hands. Down.
Ball was tipped, won't be over and back. Big time scrum for the loose ball. Look at Lyle. Lyle wins the battle. Oh, he gets free too and scores! What an unbelievable goal! He took on the entire Redwoods and won.
The ground ball is incredible. But the ability to take an extra step when the entire team is draped all over you, That little hitch does so much. It frees up his hands, but increases his angle right there. Drops his foot in the dirt. Cone thinks he has Thompson. Thompson has different plans. Drops his foot in the dirt with the beautiful finish. But that takes guts and that takes awareness, because when he saw Cone, a lot of offensive players would have just shot right there. But he didn't have the right angle. The patience of Lyle Thompson.
Fourth goal of the night. Nat St. Laurent said it yesterday at practice, Kark. We'll never cut the head off the snake when that head is Lyle Thompson, but we got to limit him. So far, he's having a big night.
And the reason you can't stop Lyle Thompson is because he doesn't have patterns in his game. He is a player that reacts off of everyone in front of him and the body pressure defenders give him. There's nothing planned or programmed about him. So when he doesn't know what his next move is until that very moment, how does a defender?
Back to even. Lakai, that footwork has been sensational tonight. Got a little open, hit the pipe. Man, that was some English on that one. Morocco made the initial save, and it was spinning behind him. Caught a little bit of pipe. If there was ever a game of inches, we're seeing one tonight.
I wish this game never ended. This is awesome.
Now we'll see what Nakai can do on the defensive end. And Jonesy, too, as Drenner spins away. Glazner comes there to slide, though, to help out. Eppel shuts off Thompson.
That was smart defense by Glazner, 30 in red. Or for the Redwoods, knowing Drenner is a Dodger, right?
Right.
Slide to him and make him pass. Redwoods defense, in terms of just understanding all the pieces around them, because of how familiar they are with each other, that's where it pays dividends. Like, they understand and they trust when Glazner slides, he's going to have backup.
Garnsey beats his defender. Can't beat all three of them, though. But he gets a shot off and scores! Never mind. He can beat all three of them. I've seen it all. I've seen it all tonight.
It's the best players in the world, pushing the sport to new limits. Charlie Bertrand, Lyle Thompson. Anything you can do tonight, I can do better. Ryder Garnsey. And this is a crazy statement with the goal of the night.
Redwoods have taken the lead back. Our Cash App goal of the game is Ryder Garnsey, Kark.
He's toast. He's done. But if you've watched Ryder Garnsey over the years, he's Houdini with a lacrosse stick. YouTube his high school highlights. Some of the craziest stuff you've ever seen with a lacrosse stick in his hands.
That was obviously the Cash App goal of the game. Get the free cash card by Visa today for instant discounts at your favorite retailers. Matt Palem's like, that's the best goal I've ever seen. And he's seen a lot of them. 13-12. Midway through the fourth quarter. Katie, what's going on down in the field?
Yeah, well, you and Kark were talking about the hitch we saw Lyle hit just a couple minutes ago. Well, actually, Rob Pinnell brought that up in the Redwoods huddle just now. He said Morocco's so quick on his first reaction. If you can manage to have a little hitch when you go in there, bait him a little bit, then you're going to be able to score. So trying to maybe take a rule out of the textbook from Lyle Thompson.
The nuances of the game, Paul.
That's an awesome report, and it's a timely one too, Katie, because as a shooter, the way that you beat a hot goalie, it's twofold. Ball movement at hyper speed or deception with your shooting or your dodging patterns. It's either the hitches with your body movement or when you get that shooting opportunity to get him to move from pipe to pipe with fakes.
Bones winning just his 9th of 25 draws so far on the day, but it's a big one here in the fourth quarter. Nolting. Nice job by Jenner to go up and get it. Trying to use that Cochran and pick. Back to his left. Got a little bit of space. Man, Kelly went out and got it.
They've defended Ryan Drenner, 22 and white, really well tonight. He came in with 15 goals.
And that was a short stick, Isaiah Davis-Allen on him on that one.
Yeah, 6th in the league. Like, he's a big-time dodging threat as a midi, but only 2 assists. So in the second half specifically, the Redwoods have forced Ryan Drenner to think pass before shots, and they've slid to him early.
Jonesy has been a horse tonight, 15. He has been up and down the field. Hanging in there, Bertrand as well. Shoots, scores on the run.
The confidence of 41 in green. We could talk about the between the legs, the behind the backs. He's also a horse of a midfielder that could shoot through pressure. Like, he's a guy, Bubba Fairman's playing pretty good defense, but he swats him like he's a gnat. Like, that is brute force. Charlie Bertrand getting to the middle of the field and understanding, okay, you want to play pressure, Bubba Fairman, I'll shoot through pressure.
He's got 4 goals tonight, though. Why isn't there an earlier slide on him in that situation? He beats Bubba Fairman fair and square early, and he runs right up in front of the goal mouth.
There should have been. You have to scout guys like Drenner and Bertrand as scorers.
TD. Bounces it wide. Redwoods back up by 2 here at the 5-minute mark of this 4th quarter.
Guess how many assists Bertrand has on the year? 0. Okay? He's got 14 goals now, 0 assists. I am sliding to him until he makes me pay.
Well, now Goodrich on
as
him.
A passer.
Right, up top. Over to Pinnell. Gets it to Nakai. Abbott's checking him. We've seen the quick feet of Nakai allow him some open space all night long. Bertrand now on Goodrich. Now the slide comes, and it forces the errant pass.
That's a great slide. Who makes that slide?
Brody Merrill, the veteran.
17-year veteran. Arguably a top 2 or 3 defender ever to play the game. Right. Dave Petromalo being the best of all time. You could argue Brody Merrill's right there with Pat McCabe.
40 years of age. Veteran out of Georgetown. Banged up last week, back in the lineup tonight. So back to the Cannons, down by 2. Rafus, quick passing. Cochran is wide. Every possession now absolutely critical in this game.
Here's the issue. A lot of times you'd say 1 possession game. Cannons are worst in the league from 2-pointers. That's a problem in this scenario, right? You got to beat them with 1s because no team has less 2-pointers in the league than the Cannons. So you have to kind of take that out of the equation, and you have to chip away with 1s.
Bad pass on that turnover. Near with the steal. Gets it into the offensive end so they can work on a little clock here, up 2. 30 seconds to shoot still for the Woods. Perkovic. Jones coming on the field. Perkovic close to over and back. Uses that strength to keep it alive. Now Jonesy. Still 15 to shoot. Bounces it over the top. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Let's see how Garnsey decides to handle this. Wants a pick. Gonna get it from DeMeo. Works around it. Garnsey's gonna have to make something happen on his own, and he does!
This is the shot that Lyle has made famous. And it's so difficult to defend. And Ryder Garnsey right here, he's one-handed. You see, Jack Kilty is fighting like heck right now to deny the top side. The underrated strength of Ryder Garnsey and the awareness around goal line extended. The back-to-back creative goals by Ryder Garnsey in critical spots in the 4th quarter. Wow.
Officials talking something over here at the middle of the field, but Stephen Kelly got to win this draw for Cannons.
Cannons have asked for a stick check on Redwoods, number 50.
Wow, Sean Quirk pulling out all the stops. What are they checking for here, Clark?
They're checking the pocket depth. Can you see the entire ball? If you can see the entire ball from eye level, it's illegal. If the ball does not come out when you saw him, he had the stick horizontal, right? And the ball has to come out when he puts it in front right there. And that was fine. Now he's measuring the length. Is it 40 inches?
Stick is legal.
So the stick's legal. Pocket depth, he couldn't see the entire ball from eye level. That means the pocket checks the box. They check the width of the stick. Is it too narrow? They check, can the ball fall out when it's horizontal? Yes. The 40 inches, yes. Guess what? Check all you want. His hands are magic.
So are TDs. But the Cannons are fighting like mad to get this possession. Well, a loose ball violation against the Redwoods, playing without a stick.
But in the Cannons' defense, the skill level in this league and the stick skills that these players have, it's so insane that you would think that these sticks are illegal. Like, you get it, right? If you're Sean Cork, you get it, right? Like, how does he do that?
Well, he needs a miracle here. Nolting, trying to make something happen. Now Lyle's got his defender hung up quickly. Missed the target, Cockerton.
They only have two-pointers the entire season. I mentioned earlier, last in the PLL. That's a problem under 2 minutes right now for this team.
Nolting, inside. Kelly goes out and snags it out of the air. It's desperation time for Cannons right here. And Woods trying to roll to the finish. Kavanaugh, a little discombobulation at the back line. Turn over to Cannons. They're running out of time, though. Minute 23 here, Carp. They got to go quickly. Not a two-point shooting team, as Paul was mentioning. Got to make something happen in a hurry. Donville. He's got Drenner on his left. Doesn't get through traffic, but a chance. Boy, that ball got away, and Nolting took a shot. I don't know where Nolting got it, but it didn't feel good. It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, it looked like Apple came with a heavy stick check right in the leg area of Nolting.
Drenner. Got a pole on the field right now. That's Andrew Newbold. My guess is he's probably one of their better guys in terms of firing from beyond that two-point arc, and maybe that's why they have him out there. Thompson. Can he make something happen magically on his own? Cockerton, can he finish?
The issue is, even if you hit a two-pointer here or a one, you're dealing with TD Erlin.
Yep. Timeout here on the field. Let's step away for 30 seconds. Redwoods lead by 3.
I wasn't trying to break any mold when I started playing, but what lacrosse has become nationally here could use a lot more flavor. It shows people there's a spot for us in the sport. I'm Romar Dennis, fielder for the Atlas Lacrosse Club, y estoy orgulloso de ser un jugador de lacrosse profesional latino.
Enjoying the champion throwbacks tonight. You'll see all 6 teams playing tomorrow wearing throwbacks. 24 seconds left to go. Cannons need a miracle. They fought hard all night long. That was an opportunity, and man, Kelly's been just so good. Nothing has come easy, even though we've seen some unbelievable goals. Lyle trying to do something here on his own. Double team comes. Still has it in his cross. Final 10 seconds. Drenner's going to have to let it fly. It's a defender in front. Cohen picks up the loose ball, and that's going to do it. And a moment to exalt. And and maybe breathe a sigh of relief for Nat St. Laurent. He probably hasn't taken a breath for the last 2 hours. I haven't taken hardly a breath.
48 minutes of unbelievable lacrosse. In the first 44 minutes, this game was so back and forth until the last moments when Ryder Garnsey took over late in that fourth quarter.
As we look at the standings, you see how important this game was and how big it is for the Redwoods. Top 7 teams make the playoffs. They pick up their 3rd win of the year. Katie's standing by with Nat.
Thanks, Chris. Charlie, between you and Garnsey, I think you've made it difficult on SportsCenter for who to pick to put in. What impressed you about the way this offense played tonight?
Yeah, I think it was just a whole team win. We knew we really needed this one coming in. Battled a lot of adversity at halftime. It was really a gut check to see what we could do coming out of this half. And a couple big plays by Garnsey there at the end, and Jack Kelly staying tall in that as he usually does. So it was an awesome team win.
You mentioned how important it was to win this one. Obviously, it's getting tight in this playoff race. How important is it to start clicking at the right time for this team? And do you feel like you're doing that?
Yeah, that's everything. In this league, anyone can win any game. So it's all about peaking at the right time. And if we can build off this and take that into next week and keep taking the right steps in that direction, then we should be in a good position.
Thanks for the time. Congrats.
Thank you.
Thank you, Katie. Charlie, 4 goals on the night, 14 on the year, as the Woods pick up a huge win tonight. Don't forget, SportsCenter coming your way next. For a big night of not just lacrosse, but sports in general, and a huge weekend on tap, so make sure you check it out. Kark, what can you say? What a night.
Throwback uniforms, future sport. Lacrosse in the PLL brings it again.
SportsCenter coming your way next. Again, our final. Woods 15, Cannons 12. Paul Carcaterra and our entire crew. I'm Chris Cotter. Good night from Denver.